Engraving straight lines is not an easy task, especially when using a rotary tool. So in this video, I'm going to give you some tips and show you my technique on how I engrave straight lines. Alright guys, so for this example, I'm going to be using my current project that I'm working on. This cup is for Chief Warrant Officer Reeves. And as you can see, I've already done the bar on this side. You have some long and short straight lines that I have to do. But I'm not done yet with this cup. On this side of the cup, I'm going to be putting this carpenter square. And this is the color designation device that goes onto the uniform. So as you can see in this example, there's a lot of straight lines to go through. So I figured this would be a really good piece to show you how I do my straight lines. But before we start, I want to kind of go over this trick that I just found out. I'm not really sure why I didn't think of this before, but what I've done is on the computer, when I printed this out, I put a straight line across in the middle so it's nice and center. So this way, when I put it onto the back of this cup, I can line this up. I want to have my cup on a flat surface, and I have this square right here that I'm going to be marking the center of the cup. Alright, so now that I have my flat surface here, I'm going to be using my square to mark my markings here. So I'm going to be doing top and bottom, making sure this lines up. So we'll do the top and bottom. All right, and now when we tape our little design and you line up those pencil markings, it should be right dead center. Alright, so now that our design is perfectly centered in the back of this cup, next step is going to be transferring this design over using carbon paper, which I've already put behind this white paper. And I'm also going to be using my mechanical pencil. I use these pencils because you never have to sharpen these. And also I'm going to be using my support system, which is this pillow. You can use a folded up towel or anything that can prop your hand up. The reason why you want to do that is because your hand gets tired over time, and as you're trying to keep up your hand, you get a little bit shaky, and then you're not making straight lines. Alright, so important thing to note as you guys are doing this, you want to have about medium pressure. The more pressure you do, the more carbon paper is going to transfer over to the cup, and then better you're going to see that transfer over once you take this paper off. And then another point I want to make is as you're passing along, making the straight line, you want to kind of hold your breath in, kind of like a sniper, you know. You're trying to get that best shot. So you hold that breath in and make that line. Try to stay within these lines as much as possible as you're tracing this over. If you're tracing crooked, you're basically going to be engraving crooked, you know, so because you're transferring this over using carbon paper, so when it comes to engraving, you're going to be following those lines. I know for beginners this might not be easy, but try to do your best to stay within these lines. Practice makes perfect, so what I decided to do is make a straight line practice sheet for you guys. Link is going to be in the description down below. All you have to do is download this and print it out. This is a free to you guys, so feel free to use it whenever you want to practice your straight lines. While using the practice sheet, I want you to try your best to stay within those lines as you're tracing. This will build up your muscle memory and in turn help you with tracing and engraving straight. Alright, so now that you've completed all the tracing, it's the moment of truth. Alright, so as you can see, the thicker you go, or the harder you press, the more transfer you get. As you can see right here, did not do just as well as I did anywhere else, but that's okay. So our next step is going to be engraving. Alright, for my engraving, I'm going to be using my Forta micromotor, and the reason why I want to use this is because it's a precision tool and we're dealing with a lot of small details right here in this one side. It does a really good job. It doesn't vibrate or anything like that, so I really enjoy using it. And my burr is tungsten carbide burr made by Fox Germany. This is size 015, and my micromotor I set to 25,000 RPM. So pay attention to what rotation your tool goes, right? So you want to go with rotation when you're engraving and not against it, because when you're basically engraving against it, your possibility of it jumping around and also catching on metal that you don't want to catch. All right, so when making a long line, obviously you cannot make one shot, right, to complete this whole straight line. So what I do is I make stops, and when you make a stop, the easiest way to pick it back up is back it up a little bit from about here, and then pick it back up and start going forward. The reason why is you don't want to be starting from an end right here where you stopped, because you don't know if you're going to match that engraving, right? So you want to start back here and smoothly trying to match this up as you go. If you found this video helpful, leave a comment down below. I really appreciate all your comments, all the different ideas that you guys give me. You guys are awesome. And as far as straight line engraving, I really encourage you guys to use this practice sheet that I've made up. Try to follow the straight lines, stay within those lines, and I promise you, you'll get better at it. Thank you guys for watching this whole video, and I will see you guys in the next one.